Well, believe it or not, we're only 2 weeks away from Black Friday, and we have the perfect guest. Let's bring in retail expert Gerald Storch joining us this Friday morning. Gerald, will the retailers really be pushing very hard for deals this time of year?
Well, of course they will. It's the Super Bowl season for retail, and everybody's out to win. Look, earlier in the year, I told you with tariffs, the sky would not fall. It hasn't fallen. Consumer sales have been strong all year. They remain strong. They're going to be strong for the holiday, and retailers are going to be playing to win. So I don't think it's been any different than any other year. It's going to be tremendous. It may be one of the best years we've had, by the way, in quite a while.
What impact will tariffs have on deals?
Well, people keep saying, wait for the tariffs. They're coming. They're coming. It's going to impact business. It started November 14th. It hasn't impacted business very much yet. It's not going to happen. We've seen what we're going to see. Some prices are certainly up, but it's within the rounding error of a normal Price is Right contestant. No one really knows for sure how much something's up. And it's different based on category, so on and so forth. And there'll be huge promotions. You won't have a clue what's going on. You're just going to try to get the best deal and make sure you get presents for everyone in the family. Anyone who bets against the American consumer over Christmas is pursuing a fool's errand.
I'm going to leave it there. According to a new report, mall foot traffic was up 5% in October compared to the same time last year. Now, I remember during the pandemic, we kind of wrote off the shopping malls. Have they made a solid comeback all around?
Well, I've never written off the shopping mall. Some of the great operators like Simon, they've adapted to changing times. You have to keep in mind, the mall started, as sort of a cruciform shape. Everyone had Sears, Penny's, 2 department stores, But department stores aren't what it's about anymore. They've been failing by and large. So the developers have remade the malls. They have, as opposed to food courts where like a cookie was a good thing, they have fantastic restaurants. They have residences, hotels, things to do. A lot of small stores. They're very exciting and new. So malls are thriving even as department stores are generally failing.
But there's, as you just said, there's a lot of major retailers, Macy's, JCPenney, Dillard's. They've been closing stores all over the country. What's happening to them? Why can't they stay open if people are going back to the malls?
Well, it's just not a competitive format anymore. You have the good and the bad and the ugly there. Dillard's is one of the great department store operators, by the way. They're doing pretty well. They're closing 1 store people have been talking about in Willow Bend in Texas. That's because the developer is demolishing a big part of the mall in order to do just what I'm talking about, to bring in residences and hotels and make it kind of offices, to make it incredibly cool. It's a fantastic mall. Meanwhile, you've got JCPenney on the other end of the spectrum. They would have gone out of business a long time ago, but Simon has been propping them up in order to keep control over the real estate. You have Macy's in the middle, who's trying to make it work. They're showing some improvement, but look, they keep closing and closing the stores in the bottom half until the top half gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and those are the good stores that do make money. So that's what's going on there.
You've always been a big fan of Amazon. You said it's got one of the best operations you've ever seen. Well, it just so happens that a couple of months ago, I started using Amazon myself for the first time. And I'm here to tell you, it's fantastic. It is so efficient, so dynamic. I'm with you. It's a great store. It's a great company. Last word to you?
Yeah. Well, you're kind of late to the party, Stu. People have been using Amazon for a while. But meanwhile, I will say, we also talk about Costco. You're going to get better deals at Costco if you're willing to go to the store and buy in bulk. It's incredible in terms of the values there and what's going on there. So they're all thriving. Costco, Walmart, TJX, Amazon, those are the big ones. They're capturing the share. They continue to succeed in any environment.
I know I'm late to the game, Jerry. I know I am, but you didn't have to tell the world. Gerald Storch, thank you very much for joining us, as always. Great weekend to you. Thanks.